What is going on, everybody? Dirk Velde here with the Ground Up Game, where we buy land and build from the ground up. We're here at one of our new builds. This one we're building for a customer. It's 1,885 square feet. Let's just go take a look at where we're actually at in the framing process. So we're about 7 days into the actual framing right now. And this crew that's doing it, I would say one of the biggest things when you're in the ground up game, if you're not actually doing the work yourself, make sure you hire the people that you hire to do the work. Make sure they're really, really good. This framing crew, they're so good. They've got a ton of experience, and they've just been able to make this process so much easier on us. So let's go take a look at what's actually happening on the framing. Like we said, this is a 1,885 square foot house. And right now we're in the rough framing stage. So the first floor has been framed up, as you can see. All these exterior walls here, these are all framed 16 on center. So just a little detail, if you're looking at an actual wall, it's a 2x6 that's framed, right? This would be considered our bottom plate. These studs are framed 16 on center, and then when you hit an opening, any change or opening in windows, here we have our king stud. This is what they call a king stud. This is what we call a jack stud or a trimmer, depending on the language. And then here we have different cripples that come in. We've got our sill plate, right? And then we've got our headers. The header height, you can see here, this header matters and gets called out based on the structure engineer. But that's what happens in this wall assembly. On a typical house, you would just run your regular joist, right? But on this house, we elected to do an open web floor truss. And that's because our mechanical system, we got huge ducts in this house, and our mechanical system, furnace is gonna sit right here, and we had to design and plan for that main duct. It's gonna be a big 16-inch main duct that's gonna come through and then actually work its way through the rest of the house. So you can see the advantage of those open webs when you do that is you get these blockouts. You can see these box outs here. So we're gonna have a main duct that runs through here, and then as we're trying to get ventilation to all these rooms in the house, that duct will run through here, through all those blockouts. So doing that, it's a huge detail. It costs like only a little bit more, but it just allows you to really be professional in your mechanical system. And it's even easier for the plumbers as they go through, right? They don't have to drill through each one of the joists when they're hanging things. So it's a clean little detail that doesn't cost too much more. A couple other cool details in this house, and something that we always like to do as much as possible, is vault areas. So you can't see it yet, but this entire living room is gonna be vaulted. They're gonna bring trusses in, and there's gonna be a vault to it. So it's gonna make this space feel a lot grander, a lot bigger, and you get to really, really create a special feeling in this living room area where the fire pit's gonna be because of that vault. We've got another week or so to frame on this building. The guys are working hard on getting their second walls up. The trusses will come in, they'll sheet the roof, and then we'll really start going through our checklist to make sure all our blocking is there, to make sure all of our rough openings are right, to make sure all of our structural details are in place, right? We'll look at the plan, we'll go through a quality control checklist, and we'll make sure that all the framing is where we want it to be before we move into the rough mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. The only other thing to make sure you know is that how framing is bid out, in this area at least, is on square footage. So we're paying $10 a square foot to frame this house up, and that includes rolling the joists, decking, putting up all the walls, sheeting the entire building, rolling the trusses, getting everything ready to go for the guts of the building, what we call the mechanical, the electrical, and the plumbing. If you want to watch us bring this project to life and many, many more, just give us a follow, and we will see you on the next one.